I'm Anita of Magic and I podcast, and wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a wonderful day. And if you're seeing the show for the very first time and you like the show, please subscribe, like, and share, and hit that notification bell so when an episode comes out, you'll be the first to know. Well, guys, I want to thank you all so much for joining my last live. I would say it was a true success. And when I say that, I say that in the sense I had no technology hiccups, and that to me was a success indeed, because God knows how many times I have tried in the past and I have been an utter fail. I've been an utter fail in the past, so I'm really proud of myself that I was able to get through it. And thank you guys so much for joining. I was a little nervous, but I'm hoping next time that I'll be a little bit, more relaxed and so on. But I had fun, and the comments, you get to learn about what is going on in the Sussex squad. You had Cookies and Cream, she lost her father. So those of you guys who are seeing the show today, I want you guys to keep her in your prayers. And, my heart goes out to her. And I know this is, Christmas time, it's the holiday time. And it's hard for a lot of people. So we want to also keep that in mind as well. Okay? So, by the way, I'm bringing this show to you today because our Duchess Meghan, she was in a little commercial. She was in a commercial on Instagram, and she was so clever, just like the company that she was advertising for, Clever Blends. And the Clever Blend, we've talked a lot about it here on the show and in the Sussex squad itself. It is owned by Hannah Mendoza, and Meghan, it's reported that she invested in, Clever Blends, and it's no surprise to me because, our Duchess, she always advocates for women. And here, Hannah, up and coming, trying to, get out there to, get her products, out there in the public. And here comes Meghan, and Meghan just, put her on a world platform, just put a magnifying glass on her and, amplified her business. And everybody knows Clever Blends. Even Oprah, is using Clever Blends. And Oprah had, I don't know if it was an Instagram or YouTube video where she was showing, that she got her products and how she was using them and what have you. So as I say, everything or anything that is associated with Meghan just flies off the shelf, and everybody is talking about it. Everybody's talking about Clever Blends, and particularly as Meghan did this commercial, everybody is talking about it. And she is really cute in it. She has different scenes where she's passing a coffee, she's stacking things, and then she's passing somewhere and giving somebody a fist pump, and everybody started laughing when it didn't go right. So that was cute. So you see, she has a sense of humor, and that is what I really like about her. She loves to laugh. I love to laugh myself. So, I think I am very much attracted to that about Meghan, because she's kind, she's sweet, she's giving, she has a sense of humor, she loves to laugh, and laughter is the best thing that you can do for yourself. I'm telling you, the brain recognizes laughter and it releases these good endorphins in your body, and it just makes you feel happy and relaxed, and she knows it. That's why she's always laughing. Okay, so yes, that is our Duchess, and I'm telling you, the Rangers are having a meltdown over Meghan and how beautiful she looked, as well as the fact that she's free to do anything that she wants to do. Nobody's going to pigeonhole her. Nobody's going to tell her what to do. She is her own domain. She doesn't belong to no crown, okay? So she can do whatever she wants. She has her own autonomy. She has her own independence. So she's living her life, and independence looks good on our girl. So Meghan, just keep doing your thing. Keep being who you are, and don't worry about what nobody says, because here in the Sussex Squad, we're loving it, right? And we're supporting you. And there's a lot being said about Meghan, but I always say at the end of the day, the Sussexes will emerge victorious. They are already winning, but all of the nonsense that people are saying out there because it sells the newspapers, and they're getting a lot of views on their channel because it's negative, all of that eventually is going to die down. All these people who are investing in this negativity, eventually they're going to come up with a loss, because at some point nobody's going to want to hear that nonsense anymore. So everything does come to an end, okay? So let them keep doing what they're doing, because it's going to come to an end eventually. All the money that they're making, I hope they're putting it to a good cause, and they're saving it for a rainy day, because at the end of the day they will not have Meghan to bankroll them eventually. So there, I said it. But yes, and another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is I loved how Violent Times broke down that Piers Morgan? sorry guys. Piers Morgan's statement after Harry's triumphant win over the Mirror Group publication, and he said a lot of nonsense in that press thing that he had. But Violent Times broke it down, and I'm going to bring it to you guys. They broke it down. They literally annotated it, as they said, into sentences, and just gave a clear explanation of what this guy was saying, and it turned out to be nothing more than lies. And I'll bring it to you guys. What he's saying, the evidence contradicts, that's what I'm trying to say, contradicts what Piers Morgan came out with. It contradicts. He's all up in it, and he's scared, because you know what? Harry did call for law enforcement to investigate those who had a hand in spying on, him, as well as, other public figures out there, and regular citizens when they wanted to get a story. So he's calling for, people to do the right thing, and, have not only, because Harry had a civil lawsuit, Harry is calling for a criminal investigation. And when you have a criminal investigation, people can go to jail. So that's the reason why Piers was squealing like that, because he's afraid. He's afraid that they put the spotlight on him. He has to come up there and testify eventually, and then maybe sent to prison for, being a part of an organization that, he wasn't a part of it. He was the head of it, that was literally collecting information about people unlawfully. So that's what is bothering him. So that's good. Now, another thing also too is that, all those derangers out there are worried about Harry and Meghan bringing down the royal family. They shouldn't worry about Harry and Meghan bringing down the royal family. Harry and Meghan is just speaking their truth, and sometimes the truth hurts. What they should be really worried about is Prince Andrew. Now, the judge that was overseeing the Epstein case decided that on January 1st, they're going to release all the names and the evidence that was presented in the Virginia Giuffre case to the public. So I know a lot of people between now and January 1st is not getting a lot of sleep. They're not getting a lot of sleep because they're going to be exposed, whether they were directly involved with some of the unlawful things that Andrew did, or whether they were involved. I say not what Andrew did, what Epstein did, but we know that Andrew was implicated or accused of those unlawful behaviors. I don't even want to say certain things on YouTube, because YouTube right now is getting very sensitive when you say certain words. So I'm not going to say the word, but we know what he was accused of. And so a lot of people who are out there are very concerned that they could be caught up in all of that because your name, you could be if you're associated with something, you could be the fact that you're associated with it, you could be thought of as guilty. So although so far I think we all know who are the big players that are involved, and a lot of people weren't held accountable. I think a lot of money was exchanged and what have you. The only person that really came out that that we know that was prosecuted and sent to jail was Ghislaine Maxwell. We know that she was sent to 20 years to jail, and other people got away scot-free. Now, if the public has to shame them, and if they're public figures and companies that they're associated with distance themselves from them, that is punishment. Because a lot of people that was all over the place on Epstein's yacht, playing in his place in the Caribbean and what have you, taking advantage of these young women or young girls, literally children, I would say, they got away with what they did. So if the public can shame them and people can start thinking of them in a shady way or looking at them sideways, that's good. So their names are going to come out there, and yes, people shouldn't be able, because you have money, to get away with certain things, and and have people having to deal with the ramification, like Virginia, for the rest of her life, and the other women out there. Now, there's also another woman, in all of this document thing, that is saying that Andrew groped her. So this story is not going away. It's like Andrew looks like he is the royal family's problem, and more is going to come out in the case, and the more embarrassment for them. They're always gonna never say anything. As usual, we're not gonna expect anything, no accountability from the royal family. But word is, the information is going to be out there to the public, and that is good. I'm going to be all up in it. I'll be reading it. And I'd already talked about when Sarah and Andrew had taken money from this man who was working for this heiress. He was supposed to be her banker, and he was embezzling this woman's money, and some of it got in the hands of Andrew and Sarah, and they had to pay back 1.4 million pounds. So this is not new. This is an old story, but the fact that this whole Epstein case has now come back on the the docket, or in the public, people are now starting to sort of like put a spotlight on the whole Sarah Ferguson Andrew situation with that heiress and that shady banker that was somehow embezzling money from that woman, and it ended up in the York's hands, and they had to pay back for it. So there's a lot going on in that royal family. We know the royal family, they've had a history, those members of the royal family, have had a history of taking money for either passport, citizenship, or honors. We know that it is nothing new. So Prince Andrew was pretty much promising things to people, and apparently or allegedly, taking money for it. That's what they say. But I'm definitely looking forward to you know, when the judge releases the information, so I could see what is in it and whose name is in it, and let that be a problem for the royal family. Stop worrying about what Harry and Meghan is doing, and if Harry and Meghan is speaking their truth and living their life, worry about what is under your bed. My grandma always says, what you don't want to see in front of your door, it's directly underneath your bed. Okay, if you know what I mean. If you know, you know. Okay, so that's all for now. Take care. I'm sending this video out just like how it is. Okay, it's very early in the morning. I'm filming this. You will see it later, but take care. Enjoy your day, and when on your way out, make sure to hit that like button. Okay, that's how we're gonna keep, you know, the Sussex name out there in a positive light. Okay, take care. Bye.